This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am sitting here today with Giorgio Rivetti from La Spinetta in Piemonte and also Tuscany these days. How are you today, sir?
Very good. A little bit cold, but...
Well, how was the weather when you left Italy?
Actually, when I left it 10 days ago, I'm sorry, it was good, But the shock was yesterday because I flew from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, right, I see.
90 degrees. Wow. It's snowing.
Now, La Spinetta are known as producing, in my mind, some of the finest wines in Piemonte. For those of our viewers who are unfamiliar with the Rhino, the Lion, and your marvelous wines, please explain a little to our viewers.
Oh yeah, it's good. You know, it's so simple for me to say something about La Spinetta because, you know, now first of all we have three brothers, okay, and the Spinetta is not only Giorgio Rivetti. We have three brothers, and we are working together since the beginning, you know. And now we have three different properties. Two properties are in Piedmont, and we have two wineries in Piedmont, and one property is in Tuscany. That means, okay, before we start to make wine, we buy the vineyard, we work in the vineyard. It means, okay, we don't buy 1 kilo fruit because all the fruit comes from our property.
So you've never purchased fruit for any of your wines?
No,
it's all the state fruit?
It's the only way for us to control everything from the beginning. It means when we prune, we work in the vineyard, we do grain harvest. After that, we decide when it's time to harvest, and we do everything in the cellar. It's the most important thing. The most important thing for us is to be able to control everything, you know.
So where did La Spinetta begin? We're in Piedmont.
We started in Piedmont in 1977.
Okay.
It was the first vintage, and the only wine we were making at that time was Moscato. Moscato, yeah. It was very important at the time. It's still very important right now because our bigger production is about Moscato.
Really, that's your biggest production?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, how many other varietals do you grow in Piedmont?
Piedmont, we are working with Moscato, Nebbiolo, Barbera, and Freisa.
Okay. And which is your favorite when you're in Piedmont?
I have to say something about Nebbiolo because Nebbiolo for me is one of the best varieties in the world. I used to say, okay, it's the best variety in the world, but it's easy for me because I was born in Piedmont, I grew up in Piedmont. But Nebbiolo is a fantastic variety. Yeah.
It's funny. I always thought of Barbera as being a kind of lesser varietal until I tasted your Barbera. What would you say brings that special something to your Barbera, that intensity?
This is a good question because Barbera is beautiful variety, but for so many years Barbera, okay, the Barbera producer they didn't do very good job in the vineyard. Okay, it means with Barbera, if you are a great farmer, you can make beautiful wine. First of all, we have to plant the vineyard in South Spoggio. Barbera loves sun.
And a lot of those sites were given over to Nebbiolo, were they not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the problem, no? And you know, and after that we have to do very good job in the vineyard, and we have to produce very, very small quantity of fruit per hectare. I mean, very low yields. Low yields means not more than less than 1 ton of fruit per acre. Okay, it's nothing. But if you are able to do that in the vineyard, you can make beautiful wine with Barbera. And Barbera is so important for a Piedmont producer like La Spinetta because it's always very approachable wine. It's much more approachable than Nebbiolo.
But saying that, your Barbera are capable of some aging.
Oh yeah, you can drink great Barbera when it's young, no problem. But you can keep for 20, 30 years, no problem.
Now, what would you say differentiates your wines from the other wines of Piemonte? What is the underlying philosophy that makes your wines different?
First of all, okay, again, it's everything about farming. It means, for example, in the vineyard, since my father used to work in the vineyard, we don't use any pesticide, any herbicide, any chemical product, any chemical fertilizer.
So you've always been organic?
Everything is organic, 100% organic. You know. After that, okay, for our top wines, we are working with very old wines. It means old wine for us, it means, okay, 65, 70, 85-year-old wines. And the production is very small. It means, okay, 80% of the La Spinetta quality wine is from the vineyard, and 20% from the cellar. Most of our attention is in the vineyard, farming.
Now, would you say that the La Spinetta house style was very, very traditional, or very modern, or somewhere in between?
For us, it's very traditional because, again, you know, for us to be traditional, it means to do a good job in the vineyard, to be a great farmer. Okay. After that, in the cellar, of course, in the cellar, we try to do our best. Okay. First of all, okay, I want to see everything clean in the cellar. We are working with with almost for our top wines with almost 100% new oak, small barrel. But that doesn't mean anything. Okay? This is just the end part of my job. Okay, the end part, the short part.
Do you embrace technology in the winery?
We do something for the fermentation. Okay, we bought some special, I can say machine, a special tank. We do fermentation because if you start with 100% point, 100 point fruit, if you are a great winemaker, you can make 95 point wine.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
This is why I really want to reduce the mistake in the cellar. I want to reduce the mistake in the cellar. This is why I use good technology for the fermentation. We use good technology for when we bottle the wine. It's very important for us to reduce the mistake in the cellar. And if I can say something about La Spinetta wines, I can say, okay, they are great terroir expression, okay, vineyard expression, but my goal is to make wine with good fruit, okay, from the good fruit from the grapes, okay, and I can say approachable, enjoyable from the beginning when they are young, but you can keep it in the cellar for 30 to 50 years. This is the point,
Now, tell me a little bit about your expansion into Tuscany.
We decided to move to Tuscany because we love Sangiovese.
Right. Who doesn't?
Yeah, it's fantastic variety. It's fantastic variety, and we also love some other varieties like Colorino, like Prugnolo Gentile, like Vermentino. But we moved to Tuscany because Sangiovese, actually. And when we moved to Tuscany, in that time, I'm talking about 10 years ago, it was not easy to find. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the Chianti area. It wasn't so easy to find more than 5 or 6 great 100% Sangiovese from the terroir.
Right.
Because the Chianti producers, they love to blend Sangiovese with some other varieties, especially normally international varieties. And for me, I was so disappointed about that. I was why they cannot work with Sangiovese. This is why we moved to Tuscany and we try to do fantastic job with Sangiovese. I think we do something good with Sangiovese.
Now, La Spinetta do not play with any international varietals whatsoever. All of the varietals you use are all native Italian varietals.
Yeah. We really love to work with our varieties, the indigenous varieties. You know what I mean? Because it's so important for us to be able to show some great wine from Italy with great varieties from Italy. It's not. I think it's not important also for the people to buy great Cabernet from Italy. What's the point? It's very important for you guys to buy great Brunello di Montalcino, 100% Sangiovese, some great Barbera, Barolo, Nerello Mascalese from Sicily, Nero d'Avola, or Aglianico del Vulture. We have so many great wine from our varieties.
Well, having so many interesting native varietals, it makes one wonder why. Well, I can understand why some of them do for commercial reasons, because they many producers wish to make a wine that will impact the North American market because they have the recognizable varietals.
That's a big problem. It's why so many, especially in Tuscany, Piedmont is different because I want to say something about Piedmont producer. 99% of the Piedmont producers are farmers. 99%. If you come to Piemonte, you go to visit the top Piedmont producer with the highest scores, 99, 98. You knock the door, you go inside, and for sure you can taste wine from the barrels, you can taste wine with the producer. They are farmers, they're real farmers. This means, okay, they are working in the vineyard, they know everything about the vineyard, It's a different thing. And they are not, maybe it was good, it was a good thing for those producers because they never followed the let's say the
fashions, I guess.
The fashion,
the
fashion with the trendy producers, something like that, no? And they didn't change the way to work in the vineyard. They respect.
Some of them changed the way they made the vinification.
Vinification, yes. But in the vineyard, they really respect the Piedmont producers. They really respect the Piedmont varieties. This is why. In Toscany, it's completely different. Also because I think 99% of the Toscan producers are not farmers. The owner of the and they are not farmers, And 25 years ago, it was easy to sell wine, more wine in the United States, if you were able to make wine with some blend with
some Cabernet or Merlot or Syrah or yes.
This is why they cut so many beautiful, for example, Colorino vineyards, and they planted they play the new vineyard with international right, and that it was a big mistake. For me, for my taste.
Now, what's exciting you these days? What are new developments that are going on at La Spinetta? What's been happening in your world?
Oh, that's a good question, because just 10 days ago, okay, we bought one of the best, most important sparkling wine producer from Italy. We bought the vineyard and the cellar, everything. The name is Contratto.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, is the oldest sparkling wine producer in Italy. I'm talking about 1814.
Right.
1840, something like that.
So you're just trying to find new challenges. It appears that way.
Yeah, very important for me to be always excited to have some new projects. But you know, it was impossible for us to say no to the offer, because you know it's unbelievable. We bought 200 years, almost 200 years of history, beautiful cellars, all underground. It's something very very. And I'm working this project. I'm working with this project since 3 years.
So now you have to learn all about sparkling wine production.
I actually did something.
Okay.
In the past, because I love champagne, of course. I love sparkling wine, and we import sparkling wine, champagne in Italy since 15 or 20 years. You know, and I'm working in this project, Contratto project, since 3 years. That means the new wine from Contratto, new sparkling wine from Contratto, will be in the market in June, July. It will be from me.
Oh, fantastic! Now, this will be interesting, because I've always felt that the sparkling wines of Italy simply don't get enough international attention, and they are capable of being world-class wines. They really are.
Yeah, and I think the difference between a Prosecco, a great sparkling wine for Italy, is huge. Okay, it's big. Okay, I don't want to say anything about Prosecco, but something simple. And also the method Charmat is completely different than method Champenoise. It's completely different.
Traditional method.
Traditional method, yeah, not Champenoise. I'm sorry.
Now, I had a question for you. Being a person who's very interested in art and design, I can remember being immediately drawn towards your labeling. If you don't mind, I'll move this to here. I was immediately drawn towards the labeling before I tasted the wines, which is very unlike me, because it's all about the juice for me. But if you don't mind, would you mind explaining how you came about with the idea for this label? Because it really does stand out in a sea of wine labels. I have to say that the logo of the rhino is one of my favorites. So
it's so easy, because first of all I want to tell you what. Where this rhino, this picture come from one of the most important German artists. I'm talking about Albrecht Dürer. I say again, Albrecht Dürer. Okay, my pronunciation is so bad, but you know.
You should hear mine. It's even worse. So.
No. You know, it was one of the most important German artists. I'm talking about 16th century.
Okay.
16th century, and I love everything from him since I was 10 years old. And I have 25 books in my house. And when I saw 25 years ago, I saw this picture. I said, "Oh my God, this will be fantastic for a great Barbaresco Barolo label."
And this is a woodcut.
Woodcut.
Yes.
Woodcut. Yeah. You know, and that time it was our dream, no, to produce Barbaresco Barolo, to work with Nebbiolo. You know, and in 1995 we bought the vineyard. Barbaresco singular Vigna Gallina, and we started with this label.
I see.
It was great coincidence, because now the people are talking about Rhino wine.
Rhino wine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it's one of the. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about critter wines there, but I think it's a really solid.
And for Barolo we use another label. Okay, another picture from the same artist. This one. From the same artist is the lion.
And that's only for your Barolo.
For Barolo, 99% of La Spinetta wine they have the rhino.
Okay.
And more production, Barolo production, he has the lion. And there is another reason behind the lion, because if you come to Piemonte, you ask the Barolo producer what it means Barolo. They always said Barolo is wine for king, is the king of the wine. This is why we chose the lion. We chose another king.
Yeah, the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
No lions in Piemonte, though.
No,
I didn't think so.
No rhino too.
Well, thank you very, very much for joining us today at Good Food Revolution on this beautiful, cold Toronto day.
Toronto is always beautiful. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Snow is fantastic.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.